let's see what NATP said. They issued a press release, and they said that they are deeply disappointed by Intuit's recent advertising campaign promoting its TurboTax full service option. Go back to our episode a couple weeks ago. Was it last week? A couple weeks ago, where we played the clip, the ad.
Might have been almost 3 weeks already.
3 weeks now. I have been seeing that constantly. Last week we were in LA visiting my in-laws, and my father-in-law loves to just watch sports all day. And so it was like that ad just kept coming on over and over and over again. So obviously Intuit isn't backing off from this. They're leaning into it. The NATP represents over 24,000 tax professionals nationwide, and they said that they stand behind their members who uphold trust, expertise, and integrity, and they are encouraging taxpayers to recognize the value of knowledgeable tax professionals. And they have decided to stop accepting advertising, sponsorship, or exhibiting dollars from Intuit due to the campaign's conflict with members' interests. NATP is not advocating against the use of Intuit products, however, and respects tax professionals' business decisions regarding their tools. So what did the NAEA say, David?
So NAEA did not do a press release, but they sent an email out to members, it looks like. I'm not sure if there's a PDF or an actual image of the email. It looks like it might be a PDF capture of an attachment, because it actually has it looks like a real signature on it from Twyla Midwood, the president of the National Association of Enrolled Agents. Similar, they're not happy with this. They go on to say that we've heard you and we echo your disappointment with Intuit's recent breakup with your Tax Pro advertising campaign. We understand that this messaging undermines the invaluable role EAs play in the tax administration system. The idea of replacing enrolled agents with full-service tax experts is disrespectful and misleading. Then it goes on to really their sentence. NAEA is actively working to address these concerns with Intuit, advocating for accurate representation of the tax professionals like you. We value your continued membership and support as we move forward in protecting the reputation of enrolled agents. And then, please share your thoughts, email us, that type of thing. So they didn't actually put a real stake in the ground the way, and it's NATP, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did. But I've seen the reactions both ways. I've seen people not happy with NAEA's stance online because NAEA is basically implying the truth. There's still tax pros doing this work, right? It's kind of insulting to the tax pros that are actually doing the work for Intuit.
Right.
And there's some arguments about that.
That's the thing that's funny about this is that it's the same people, right? It's the same people working in firms that are going over to work for Intuit on a part-time basis. But based on my research, they don't get paid nearly as well. I mean, unless these firms they're working for are not paying them well, it's like less than $30 an hour. And during non-tax season, it goes down to like 20 hours a week. Now, you do get benefits if you stick around, and I think that's a big draw, is the ability to have flexibility in part-time work and get healthcare benefits and all that. But the pay is not great. But maybe it's that there's enough accounting firms that don't offer flexibility that people are willing to go work at Intuit as TurboTax experts.
Because before we've talked about their job placement, their job ads for that, and they were really leaning into flexibility, part-time flexibility,
yes,
some health insurance, things that maybe accounting firms are not offering. Now, I kind of went on a deep dive a little bit because there's no way, in my brain, I was thinking, there's no way Intuit just has like an advertising relationship with these companies. It's probably deeper, right? And so I started poking around Google searching. So Intuit has on the Intuit accountants page, because that's a big dilemma too. Some third-party marketing company, and Intuit hires the best marketing companies. They create this ad. Poor Intuit accountants team is over here, right? Not really aware that this ad's created until it's already out the door, basically.
Yeah.
But they have a tax preparation fee calculator. And the data for this free wizard comes from the National Association of Tax Professionals, 2023 data. So they're using the logos on the page. They're using the data from NTAP or NATP. And do you want to maybe take a guess on the kind of rates that are in here? So What is your most frequently used designation? CPA or attorney, enrolled agent, annual filing season program, other or none, Blake?
So is this tool for accountants or is it
This is a
for?
tool for accountants to figure out how much should I charge clients for my tax returns.
Well, let's put mine in there. I'm a
Okay.
CPA, so
You're a
let's put
CPA.
CPA.
Okay, question 2. How many years of tax preparation experience do you have? 0
Well,
to 5, 6 to 15, 16 to 20, or 21 plus?
I mean, I'm not a tax CPA, so you better put 0 to 5.
0 to 5, next. And what kind of forms and schedules would you be doing for your clients or the specific client?
Like, do I get to choose all the different forms
Yeah,
and schedules?
1040, Schedule A, Schedule C, Schedule
Okay.
D, Schedule E.
Let's say it's 1040s with Schedule C. Let's make it real
Schedule C.
simple.
1040 Schedule C. Let's calculate your fees. Here's what tax pros like you are charging for these forms on average: $237.
What?
So the National Association of Tax Professionals, in a weird kind of way, helps set this horrible bed of low wages. Like, this is their data about their members being utilized across the board. But it's just, so that's out there. And then Intuit's also in bed with NAEA. I went to the job board, the careers page, careercenter.naea.org. There is currently 50 jobs for TurboTax Live on that page right now.
Wow. That really amazes me. I mean, not that specific number because I knew it could be really low. But what really shocks me about the whole tax preparation industry is just how the fees people charge can be so low and so high. And there's such a huge spread. You see guys like Logan Graff on Twitter talking about how I think he's had his firm like less than 5 years now. He's a young guy and he can charge at least $1,000 for a return. And then you have average fees reported by NATP of like $200, $300 for a 1040 with a Schedule C. And I'm thinking to myself, are these tax pros just not good at selling and marketing and understanding their value? Because TurboTax costs that much these days, doesn't it?
By the time you do the state and everything else,
if you do the self-service, isn't it at least a few $100 with the state?
By the time you file, yeah, probably 80, 90, $100. I'm willing to guess.
At least.
And that's what's crazy about this whole messaging of the stupid commercial to begin with. The deal is actually horrible because most people are only paying $237. So they're going to save $23 by moving to TurboTax.
Yeah, and doing a lot more work themselves. You're actually getting a great deal if you use tax.
I don't know if you do more or less work. I feel like I do a lot of work working with my tax professional. But it's really silly because it's the message, it's the vibe of the commercial that's the problem. If Intuit had a different thing, hey, we'll just match, we have a 10% sale. We're going to match your last year's price for 10%. It's that verbiage, the breakup with your accountant is just so stupid.
Super aggressive.
How did that get out the door, right?
I mean, it is catchy. I'm not going to lie. Like the song. But
they could have easily done it like break up with H&R Block. They could have done it and attacked
the other tax preparers. The other tax in a box preparers, yeah.